This is the last of our Wave 11 videos. This one's the Federation attack fighters. So we'll get right in and take a look. Here we have our Federation attack fighter dial. Pretty much has every 1 and 2 maneuver on there, including a 1 and a 2 come about, and then the 3 straight and some tight turns. And there you can see the ship. There's that maneuver. Not a very fast ship, but definitely a very maneuverable one. Those white come-abouts are amazing. Let you do strafing run and then loop in behind somebody and still be able to pull an action. There we have our named fighter Squadron 6. The stats are missing because they're done on the tokens. You have 24 points. This one has 3 of the fighter upgrades. You have evasive maneuver and target lock. You can see here you start with 5 tokens on the named one. And when attacking a ship at range 1, if that ship has at least 1 damage to its hull, during the modify attack dice step you can add 1 hit to your result. And then our generic fighter squadron, you lose 1 of your upgrades. And it starts with 1 token less. As with the Hideki fighter squadron that was in the last wave, these are done a little bit different than the ones that were resources, but you start with the starting one here, you flip that over, that's got your command skill on it, which is the same as this right here. These have shields, so each time you take a hit to your shield, you lose the shield for the turn, well actually permanently, just like you would with any other ship. And when you take a second hit, the hit will go to the hull. If you lose the hull point, you flip over another one of these, but that's where the damage stops. Your shield comes back and you use this stat line for the next one. When you lose the shield and hull, you flip and so on until you get to the last one and it says destroyed. For our squadron upgrades, we have cover fire, 4 points. When defending during the roll defense dice step, you may discard this card to add a number of defense dice equal to your primary weapon value. No squadron can be equipped with more than 1. Nice bonus to your defense. A little more useful on the Federation fighters than on the Hideki ones, being you got the shield to protect you again. So saving an extra token on there can make or break you. Next up we have Squad Leader for 4 points. At the start of the combat phase, you may add +2 to your captain skill until the end phase. If you do so, place an auxiliary power token next to your ship, or as an action you can target a friendly ship at range 1 to 2, perform an action listed on its captain's card as a free action if possible. That one definitely has a lot of uses, probably one of the better ones in the pack, definitely one I would use. Next we have Tactical Pattern Theta, 3 points. If you damage an opponent's hull with a critical, you may immediately disable this card to search the deck for a weapon malfunction or munitions failure card instead of drawing a random damage card. Then reshuffle the deck when you're done. Kind of similar to Attack Pattern Omega on the normal ships. Definitely has its uses. Basically it's going to buy you a free turn of them shooting back at you, because I think both of those criticals knock out your weapons for the next turn. So definitely useful in certain situations. One use for 3 points is debatable, but definitely playable. Next we have Coordinated Attack for 3 points. When attacking during the declare target step, if you do not have a Battle Stations token beside your ship, you may disable this card and place a Battle Stations token beside your ship. No squadron can be attacked with more than 1 coordinated attack. Free battle stations, always good. It's a disable, so it's reusable, so definitely useful. I don't think the fighters can't normally take a battle station, so it's going to let you take those 6 attack dice and make them hit with the ability to turn those battle stations into hits. Next we have Support Ship, 4 points. When your last attack squadron token is destroyed, discard this card instead of removing that token. No ship can be equipped with more than 1. Basically for 4 points you're getting an extra token on your ship. A little bit more expensive than the Cardassian ones, but you're getting the shield on that token as well, whereas on those you aren't, so you're kind of paying extra for that. But definitely a way to prolong the life of fighters, which are already pretty annoying to start with, to take out because of their durability. Next we have Attack Wave for 4 points. When attacking, during the roll attack dice step, you may disable this card to gain +1 attack dice for that attack. No ship may be equipped with more than one. Another way to bonus those up when you're starting at 6 dice, that's really nice to have that extra in there. So a 7-die attack from a fighter squadron, and it's a disable, so it's reusable, so definitely worth the points, at least in my eyes. Next we have Defensive Maneuvers for 3 points. When defending, during the declare target step, you may disable this card to place a evasive maneuver next to your ship, even if there's already one there. No ship can have more than one. The nice thing about these is gives you that 2 maneuvers plus the shield on there. Another way to really extend the life of an already hard to kill ship. Next we have Attack Formation for 3 points. When attacking during the roll attack dice step, if you're within range 1 of a friendly ship, you can discard this card and set one of your attack dice on any result. That die cannot be re-rolled during that attack. No ship can have more than one of these. Another way to make one of those hits stick, you got to stay in formation with a larger ship to make it useful, but has its uses. I think there's better ways to spend 3 points in there, but if you have 3 extra, it can't hurt you to have that extra die. To the rest of the pack, you get target lock L1 this time. We have our single shield, our auxiliary and critical markers. We have a battle station and a basic maneuver marker. We have our Federation captainship with the star for the captain skill because it changes. We have a disable token. It does come with this additional rules card, and a lot of people seem to be overlooking these. They explain the rules for attack squadrons. There's a separate one for the resource versions, but they're pretty much the same stuff. The big one here is number 1, where the attack squadrons only have a range 1 to 2. And the attack squadrons can only be equipped with the squadron upgrades and can't have captains assigned to them. Talks about the tokens, how to designate damage. Number 5 applies to these ones specifically because they have shields. Every time you reveal a new token, you get your shield back. And an important one here at the bottom is that all criticals are basically turned into normal hits, so they pretty much ignore criticals. And then the back explains how to flip the tokens and about squadron upgrades. So definitely some useful stuff in there. As with all the retail packs, this one comes with a scenario. This one's Sacrifice of Angels. Interesting enough, this is pretty much the opposite of the one that came with the Hideki fighters. It's almost the exact same scenario, except the roles are reversed, and this time you're playing the Federation. And you're trying to get the Federation needs to break through the Dominion lines before the minefield's disabled. And the minefield in this one kind of works as a timer. So, interesting scenario. Like I said, it's kind of the opposite of the other one. And we have our Federation fighters, exact same as the ones from the resource. A lot of little details on there, but they did a terrible job painting them as usual. So dark wash or something to highlight and bring out the details will definitely make them look better. And there we have our Fighter Squadron 6 base. Front 90-degree arc. And the generic Federation attack squadron with the same. All in all, it's a pretty good pack. Not that they really needed it. It's a big boost of firepower to the Federation. These combined with the resource ones really make a hard-hitting team. The one thing that's missing from the additional rules card that was added later on was that for every squadron in your fleet, you need to have at least one ship with a hull of 4 or higher that basically acts as a carrier to them. Keeps you from running an entire swarm of these, which, because of the way they work, would be extremely overpowered. That said, you could run a couple smaller ships and still bring probably 2 of these in a tournament-style army, more in a much larger, like, home scenario game. Probably 3 or 4. I think you can get 3 into a decent-sized fleet. And then depending on how many points you go up to. But definitely a interesting ship, very hard to kill. Lots of options for the upgrades. The ways that the fighters work, you can run 2 or 3 of them and be able to use multiple different upgrades in there. You'd have to run the generics, obviously, because the named one is unique. Definitely warrant getting 2, possibly 3 if you're really into it. I think 2 of these plus one of the resource ones is more than enough for anybody, but if you want to run a home scenario, whatnot, you definitely could use more. They have an interesting role as kind of a frontline fighter, a tie-up piece, and a support ship, depending on which upgrades you put on there. Definitely draw a lot of fire because of what it takes to kill them, so they're good ship all around for any player. Great ship if you're a Federation player. It's definitely worth picking at least one up. That's it for this, and I will see you in the next video.